And in this game, players are going to be working cooperatively as animals with their own animal faction. Players are going to be working together to try and protect their land from pollution and deforestation. And they're going to be doing this by rewilding various factories, building up camps and protective walls to keep those outsiders out, and then fighting against giant mechanical beasts. Because yes, this is a game about animals versus machines. The game is going to be played on a hex board with different terrain types that will have implications on movement depending on the faction that you're playing as, because each player is going to be playing as a unique faction with their own unique benefits. Players are also going to have a deck of cards which represent the defenders in their faction. Players are going to be using these to perform their actions throughout the game, but essentially players are trying to win the game by building up all of their camps and then rewilding any of the factories that are built by the machines. The players can lose the game in one of three ways: either if the 7th factory begins its construction, a 7th location starts to become toxic, or if a certain amount of their defenders are killed. The game is played over a series of rounds, and each round players are going to be choosing a defender card from their hand to play in secret. You're just going to be putting this down and then simultaneously revealing once all the players are ready. Players are then going to be taking turns performing actions with their chosen defender, with each of these defenders having a different amount of action points available to them, and also an icon representing the type of animal it is. But this icon is important because you can also exhaust any other cards from your hand matching that icon in order to gain additional actions on your turn. Some of the different actions you can perform are to move your characters around out on the board, heal any damage, build up a camp, or move to a camp that you've already built. But one thing that's important to know when you're building a camp is that you need to win the trust of the animals in that region. In order to do this, players are going to be trying to build up support with the various creatures in the land, and players can gain this support by doing things like clearing pollution in the area, fighting back against the mechs or those factories, and even flipping a factory over back to its rewilded side. But in order to do that, you need to clear all of the other tokens in the area. Players will want to keep in mind where those enemy mechs are out on the board, because if you're performing various actions either on or adjacent to one of those spaces, this could inflict damage on your character, and you're going to be inflicting that damage by rolling the damage die. For every 3 damage that a player gains, that player is going to have to discard one of their defender cards because that defender has then been killed. And like I said, if this happens too much, this could trigger the end of the game, with the players, of course, losing. But after all the players have performed their actions, it's going to move on to the mech's turn, and you're just going to be resolving the mech card and following the sequence of events, which is going to do certain things like spread them across the land, cause pollution, or even build factories or walls that could inhibit the movement of the players. In addition to the overall goal of the game, players can also complete smaller objectives in order to gain special items that they can use for additional bonuses and actions on their turn. And if you're able to be efficient with all of this, then hopefully you'll push back those mechs and take back the land. And if this one does sound interesting to you, you can check it out and find out more information in the description below.